Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a requested one because last week I had an event with YSL, a digital event, and I wore this look. Now, I've never gotten so many requests to recreate a specific look in a tutorial. I'm guessing that you all were really excited to see what was going on. So that is what we are doing today. Alright, so to keep it interesting, I decided to switch up all of the products except for the eye pencil. And I did this because, you know, it's YouTube. We can do whatever the hell we want, and I thought it would be a little bit more interesting to watch. Now, I'm really excited to get started, so let's start off with a bit of skincare. I have been loving the C Rush Brightening Gel Cream by Ole Henriksen, so I'm just going to pop a bit of that on my face. Now, I'm going to be doing my eyes before my base because I am working with a lot of black. There is a chance to get a bit of fallout, so I thought I'd make it easier on myself and just start with eyes first. So I'm going in with the YSL Dessin du Regard in a waterproof version, and I'm going to be using this to darken everything up, except for the middle part. Now, one of the most important things when doing a smoky eye or an eyeliner with a pencil is to make sure that your pencil is sharpened. So I got in this really nice sharpener by MyKitCo, which you can close up so you don't have any mess going on in your bag. And this is actually the first time I'm trying this out. Holy mother of sharpeners! Look how sharp that is. First thing we want to focus on is the outer corner of the eye. We really want to get in there. We really want to get that pencil all the way through the lashes and make sure we've got a really nice black base going on. I usually focus on the lash line first because now I can still see what is going on. If you have trouble doing this, it might be a good idea to lift the eyelid up so that that hidden corner of lash line becomes visible, and then we kind of want to go up to here. Then I'm going to fill in the rest and kind of create the shape that I want to create in the end. Alright, this is just the initial first step. The first thing we're going to do now is blend out all of the outer edges without losing any of the intensity we've created on that outer corner. So let me just clean up this area right here. Make sure it's nicely faded out. And I love working with an angled brush like this because it allows me to direct the brush exactly in the direction I want to go in. Now, it is a waterproof pencil, so please make sure you work one section at a time. And I like to divide the eye in different sections. So the outer corner is one section, the inner corner of the top lid is a section, and then the bottom lash line is a section. And that way I have way more control over where the product is going, how the shape is looking, and it gives me enough time to blend out this product before it completely sets onto the eyelid. Now, to go into this area, I really don't like this dip. So what I usually do is keep my eyes open and straighten this out as much as I can. You know, this is also very possible with a normal kohl pencil. The only thing is that you really need to set it very well with a powder eyeshadow to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. One thing that is bothering me, and that's also one of the reasons that I started doing this without a base on, is that there seems to be a slight curve right here. I don't like that. I like it to go up really neatly. So I grab onto a Q-tip. These are the ones by Muji, which are a bit thicker than the MyKitCos, just to hash out that shape. It's nothing we cannot fix with a Q-tip. Again, sharpening your pencil in between each and every section, just so that you can work as detailed as possible. And then I'm going to go into the inner corner and fill it all the way up to where the crease is going and a little over. Get a bit of a tip going, why not? Now for this inner corner, a detailer brush like the Refer number 3 is a lot more easy to work with. So I'm going in with this detailer brush just to get this blended out. Now, especially when working with negative spaces like the negative space on my lid, you want to kind of imagine the line going all the way through, and would it connect? Now for the lower lash line, it's a completely different story. So I'm going to go in with a white eyeliner pencil. This is the Skinny Sticks by Clinique in number 7 Angel Hair. And I'm going to be applying that all the way through the lower lash line. And this is just because I really want to keep the eye as open as possible. One other thing that I really love to do for this whole look is to create a open white inner corner. I'm going to be doing that with the SUVA Hydra liner in Space Panda. I've got the MyKitCo Fee liner number 1.22 to apply this. The birds are chirpy today. Now once this sets, it sets like stone. So we don't have to worry about anything getting anywhere because this won't move an inch. Now from here on out, we are going to fill in the lower lash line. I'm going to blend this out first and then decide later if I want to go in with a water paint or if I'm going to go in with my black pencil. Now to make sure that that eye pencil really stays in place, even though it's waterproof, I do want to set it with an eyeshadow. So I'm going in with Carbon by MAC Cosmetics, and this is one of those products that I always carry in my kit. I always have to have a super black eyeshadow in my kit. I'm going to tap a bit of product onto the brush. This is the D240 by Cosette, and I'm going to make sure that this looks really nice and uniform. And from there we can start blending it out even more. Now if you have the tendency to have eyeshadow slip and slide, it is advisable to use an eye primer for this eye look. If you're alright and you're dry AF like me, then this is good. So I'm going in with a P07C by Refer, just to make sure that I really nicely blend out those edges. Now I am going to take up this inner corner slightly further. I'm going to blow it out a bit more. Now to make sure that the entire lash line gets the intensity that it really needs, I'm going to go in with the SURRATT Auto-Graphique eyeliner in Chat Noir. And I'm going to place a really thin eyeliner all over the lid. All over the lash line. I'm quickly going to do all of these steps on the other eye and be right back. Alright, now that both eyes look slightly the same, I am going to go in with mascara and lots of it. So I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm using the one by MyKitCo. Just got this in recently and it's been working wonders for my lashes. I'm going to go in with the YSL The Shop Mascara because it packs on volume like nothing else for me. So I'm just going to go in and put a generous layer on the top lashes. It's time to put on our base. I'm going to go in with a primer first. This is the Pure Canvas Primer Illuminating by Mercier. I'm going to put that all over the skin. There we go. Now I'm going to try to keep my skin as natural and glowy as possible, and therefore I need to go in with a not so covering foundation that is going to bring out all of the luminosity, and therefore I've chosen to go for the REBOOT foundation by Makeup Forever. My colour is Y245. I thought it was going to be 244, but it's 245. and I'm going to use 2 pumps and distribute that all over the skin. Now, because it is a thinner texture, I like to take whatever is left over, rub it in between my fingers, and then just start tapping it into the skin, just to make sure that there's no weird streaks, no patchiness, and it just blends into the skin beautifully. Cover up them ears because they are always on show. Now, to get rid of any darkness, any blueness, anything under eye concerned, I'm going to go in with a darker shade of concealer first before I go in with a lighter one to highlight certain areas. I'm using the JOUER Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer in the color Crème Brûlee. And I'm trying out a new under eye brush, which is the MyKitCo 1.12, and see how this works for me, because 9 times out of 10 you are asking me, what brush are you using for the under eyes? And 9 times out of 10 it's sold out. So I'm going to be trying an alternative today. And it's slightly smaller than the S165 by Cils. But that also means I can work a little bit more detailed, but in the same fashion that I'm used to. So far that's going really well. Now I'm going to go in with the lighter shade of concealer just to make sure that I get rid of those under eye ridges, and so that it doesn't look so all over dark. So I'm placing it really strategically right in that hollow, and then I'm going to be tapping it in. And that, when it's powdered off, will optically remove that ridge. Now, to conceal anything else that is bothering me, I have placed the 2 concealer shades on the palm of my hand. I'm going to go in with a bigger brush. This is the MyKitCo 1.7, and I'm going to be mixing those 2 shades together to create the perfect blend for my skin tone. And I'm just going to go in with a very light hand and just polishing up anything that needs to be polished up. Oh, these brushes are really nice. They're really firm, really sturdy. So you've got loads of control over where the product is going. There we are for skin. I'm going to be powdering off with a little bit of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD translucent powder, just to make sure that everything sets into place. And it's really at the powder step that you see what kind of effect those 2 shades of concealer have. I can't stress it enough because I just keep seeing the triangle underneath the eyes and it bothers me a lot. It's time to blend out this entire eye shape, and I'm not going to be doing that with an eyeshadow. I'm going to be using a sculpting powder, the Shade and Light Contour Palette by KVD Beauty, and this is one of those perfect transition shades. So I'm going to grab onto a little bit of product, just tapping that P07 brush right up against the palette, and this one is really fluffy and powdery, so keep that in mind. And then I'm going to make sure that all of the outer edges of this eye look are so well blended out that you cannot see anything. On the inner corners, I'm going to blow it out quite far, because this is going to blend into my nose contour, and then it's going to blend into my brows. There we go. Now time for the lower lash line. And also here, you can definitely blow it out of proportion quite far. You don't want to create new under eye bags, but you can definitely bring it out quite far. I always love to keep a clean blending brush nearby, just to make sure that all of those outer edges, I've said outer edges so many times so far, but really that those outer edges are blended into the foundation and the base perfectly. Now these brows are bothering me, so I'm quickly going to do it. Be right back. All right, brows are done. Now let's get into contour. Now I used this 1.7 brush by MyKitCo just now, But I'm going to have a little bit of a cleanse in between. And I'm going to use it for my contour as well. I actually just texted James to tell him how much I love this brush because it was the first time using it. He calls it the everything brush. And he's damn right, it is an everything brush. Now for everyone who wants to know what I use to clean my brushes in between, I use the one by Cinema Secrets Pro. It's a makeup brush cleanser with a 99.99% bacteria-free brush. Now obviously in between makeup sessions, I always go home. I wash my brushes as well there. But for in between cleansers, this is absolutely perfect. Alright, so I'm going back in with the KVD Beauty, or is it now KVD Vegan Beauty? The Shade and Light Contour Palette. Now, let me see. It says Lucid and Sombre on the bottom. So I'm going to go in and sculpt that cheekbone out. Now, the place I love to sculpt the most is where my cheekbone naturally goes in, and you can already see it with this lighting. This is the part where I really want to sculpt and then blend it out towards the temple and blend it out towards the jawline. But this is where I place my initial darkest point. And then from there on out, I'm just going to make circular motions to blend this out. Now, let me know if you also want a video on how to sculpt and highlight with powder products. I've done one with loads of cream products, but if you want one specifically for powder products, then please do tell me. Might be a nice one for a live session as well, because then we can interact. You can ask questions, I can answer. I'm so excited about the YouTube lives. Now, probably by the time I'm posting this video, I've already gone live. And I'm hoping it went amazing. But I am quite nervous. Now, see what that does. The moment I start speaking, it just really transforms my cheekbone into something really nice and sculpted. Do the temple as well. And I always try to keep the position where I can naturally see that hollow already, so I don't have to do as much. Now, I also want to do a little bit of nose shaping, so I'm going to go in with the D240 again by Cosette and the Shape and Light, or Shade and Light. And I'm just going to define the tip of the nose, because if you place concealer over there, it's going to look flat as hell. So I just want to make sure that it looks like a nose, not like a blob with two black holes in it. I'm going in with so little product. I don't really want it to look like a super sculpted nose because I completely lost that tip with my concealer application. Now the difficult part for me is that I've got two bumps on my nose that have been growing more prominently the more I age and the more volume I lose in my face. So I have to go in very strategically to get rid of that bump. I also want to bronze up my face, and I've got a really exciting new product. So NARS came out with a new bronzer, and I cannot wait to give this a go because it looks so nice for my skin tone. It's going to look so subtle. So let's give this a whirl. I'm using the Touche number 3, I hope. I always blend out the product on the mirror, so I have a lot of cleaning to do in between, but it does seem to help with my blending. So I'm just going to bronze up this skin. We might have a new favorite on our hands. A bit on the neck as well. Now this looks like it belongs to my body again. But I'm going to tell you what I use on here because I actually use the product to get it this color. Don't tell anyone else. Also adding a touch of blush. Not much. Just a hint of color. I'm using Strawberry by Laura Mercier. Now obviously I've got to make this face glow just as much as the rest of my body. So I'm going in with the Dior highlighter, the Backstage 001 Universal. I'm just going to place a bit on the back of my hand and apply it with my fingers. I once saw this comment on Instagram, which was ridiculous, that applying makeup with your fingers was one of the most disgusting things ever. These people don't know how good your fingers are as makeup applicators. Now to finish up the skin, I'm going to use a little bit of makeup setting spray, and this one is by Yves Saint Laurent, and it is a makeup setting spray hydrating. And I'm focusing this mainly on the outer parts of the face, so that the T-zone will stay nice and matte, but the outer perimeters will look a lot more glowy than they were before. Now it's time to finish up with a bit of lipstick. I wore a red one. I wore the YSL the Slim in number 21, but I really want to give the Warmer lipsticks a go because this is just so good. It looks so good. I'm not going to use any lip liner. I'm just going to go straight in and then perfect the outer edges with a brush and see how well it performs. I'm testing out another brush from MyKitCo. This is the 3.1. And I usually go in with my tush brush, which is incredible. But I'm really curious to find out how well this one performs as well. There we go. That went excellent. J'approuve. There you have it, loves, the finished result. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel, and please stay tuned for any upcoming lives. Have a good Monday. Bye. Bonus round. Okay, so I got in this beautiful PR package from NARS where they included the bronzer, and then I also got in a Power Chrome loose pigment in Shockham. Now, let me show you what this looks like. Look how beautiful that is. I thought I'd show you how to transform a look like this and turn it into something even more glamorous. I'm actually going to go in with a pigment primer. This one is by Carla Cosmetics, and it is just a tad bit more sticky. Mix it together to a nice little paste, and then I'll probably be able to work a tad more precise. There we go. We just needed a bit of pigment primer. All right, now I'm really done. Have a good Monday.